Hi everybody, welcome to The Colors of Beauty by Elle. I'm Isabel. Welcome back. Welcome all my new subscribers. Sorry about the glare. I'm in the truck, and of course it is a car vlog, so but it is pretty glary outside. We've been having a lot of rain where I live because of the monsoons. It's nice though. My husband and I were out having dinner the other night, and it was pouring rain, and people were getting stuck in the road, you know, with the flood and everything, because sometimes some areas where we live, the road, there's ditches like this, and people were getting stuck in the ditch, not because their cars are smaller. I was able to get through, thank goodness, but there was some cars that the firemen had to come and get them out because they were, you know, in the ditch, and it was, I feel bad for them, you know, but it happens a lot. But anyways, I was coming out of my driveway, and the lady across the street, she's nice and everything, you know, but every time she does her lawn, she blows the leaves, because her husband he works, he's a truck driver, and so he's gone a lot, but so she does the front yard, blows off the leaves, but she's got a lot of trees in the front, a lot of bushes and stuff, but oh my gosh, she blows all of the leaves out in the street, and then she piles them, you know, she blows them to where they go into this little pile, and then she just leaves them there. She doesn't pick them up or anything. And then of course, you know, with the monsoon, it's been pretty windy, so then the wind comes and it blows the leaves and everything, blowing everybody else's yards. And it's like, really? You know, why don't you just pick up the leaves, you know, as much as you can, instead of just leaving them there? I mean, I don't think the HOA has really noticed it, you know, but it's just like, gosh. You know, she lives right across the street from me, and it's kind of annoying because we have, you know, we try to keep our lawn nice and mowed and manicured and stuff, and it's just other people that come along and then ruin it for you, and then you get like this letter saying your yard's full of leaves. So it's like, come on, you guys, be a little bit more responsible with your pickup, your yard, you know. So today is the last day of August, and tomorrow is August 1st. That's it. I mean, not August 1st. Listen to me. Oh my God, September 1st. And it's going to be nice because I've got a collab coming up. I'll probably post this after I post my collab with a bunch of ladies. You guys, make sure you watch it. I'm so excited about it. I'm doing a look featuring the Lorac matte palette. And we've got a lot of ladies doing this collab. It's so nice, you know. So please make sure to, you know, take a look at that collab, and I'll put the link below so you guys can go look at it. Just click on that link, and then all these ladies and their collabs will show up. And, you know, go give them some love. Show them some love. Talking about show them love, I had a car vlog before this one and I only had one view on, well, one comment on. It was one where I was singing, and I don't think nobody wants to see me sing. So mental note, Isabel, don't do that again. People probably just don't want to hear you sing about hair on your back. Oh my God, I got hair on my back. That's funny. Anyway, sorry. So I hope you guys are getting all of your people, especially out in the East Coast, you know, I hope you guys are getting all your winter stuff coming. I hear it's going to be a pretty wet winter this year. you know, because of something about El Nino, or the mom or the dad, I don't know, some weather thing. It's going to be very, very wet. So, guys, better get your stuff together. Me too. But it's still pretty warm here. It's 101 right now. And it's just hot and muggy. You know, it's like this in the monsoon. And so make sure you guys out there, you know, if you're near a beach or whatever, make sure you get your beach on. You know, go to the beach and stuff. Oh my gosh, talking about beach, I have a story time. Okay, so this happened like a year ago or so. My son and his wife wanted to take the kids to the beach. They have the baby and my grandson, who is 10. And so, because they thought, okay, we're gonna go to California, and you know, we're not from California, of course, we're from Arizona, so we don't know anything where any of the beaches are. So they thought, okay, we're gonna go to the beach, take the kids, right? So it was just my son, his wife, and the 2 kids, the baby and my grandson. So they try to go to, what was it? It's not Laguna, is it? No, it's a popular beach up in California. I don't remember what it's called. Where everybody's like, Laguna Beach? I don't know. No, I don't know what it was called. If I remember, I'll put it down here. Anyways, they try to go to the beach. They leave here on a road trip. They get to, you know, go to the hotel. They're looking around for a parking spot at the beach, going around and around and around, and they cannot find a spot at the beach. They can't. My daughter-in-law says, Mom, we were there for like 2.5 hours and the baby was getting cranky and we were trying to find a place to park and we could not find a place to park. Even in the residential area, they couldn't, you know, people in the residential area were like, okay, you can't park here and you can't park here. So they couldn't park anywhere, and then the baby, you know, and the kids were hungry, and so they had a picnic and everything planned. So the kids are getting hungry. So then my son says, you know, we got to get these kids, you know, out so that they can eat, and you know, it's getting late. So she's like, okay, well, we're gonna look for a different beach. So my daughter-in-law is looking on the map, and she goes, oh, there's a beach, you know, not too far from here, and we can go there, and you know, we should be able to be okay. So she's like, so they're like, okay. They leave that beach and they go to a different beach, and so she's like, I'm not sure, I think this is where we're supposed to be, you know, because she's reading the map, and my son is driving. So then they stop, and then they're like, okay. So they get up to this place where they're supposed to be a beach, and so my son says, okay, I'm gonna leave you and the baby in the car, and I'm just gonna go look a little bit to see if there's a path to get down into the place where the beach is, because you could see the beach from up there, from a little cove, you know, into, there's a little walkway or whatnot. So she's like, all right. So my son and my grandson go over there and see, and they're like, okay, well, it doesn't look like too bad of a walk, you know. So he goes back to the car, and he gets, and they have a baby, and they have a 10-year-old, and they have their little tent that they're gonna, you know, put up for shade, and like a little camping tent, you know, but it's for the beach, but it has a little zippy door and everything. And then they have their bucket for food, and there's everything, you know. So they're walking and walking and walking, and they're passing these people. Hi, how you doing? You know. So it was a walk that was not a short walk. They said it was a really long walk, and with all that stuff you're carrying, you know. So the baby's crying and they're walking and they're, you know, finally they get to the bottom and they're like exhausted. They just drop everything, you know, because they're like walking so, you know, so much. And they didn't realize that it went like this and like this and like this, you know, so it was a long walk, needless to say. Anyways, they get there and they just drop everything because they were so freaking tired of holding the baby, holding the tent, holding all the stuff. And then so they're like, okay, so they find a little split place, you know, because they think, well, they didn't see really anybody there, you know. So then they found a little place, you know, little bit of ways. They find a little spot and they start to put stuff up in the tent and everything. And they're so tired, so then everybody's helping with put up the tent. And then my daughter-in-law looks up and she sees this man, this naked man, with just standing with his arms like this, looking out into the ocean. And she's like, okay. She thought, well, what is this, you know? So then she looks down the way and another guy comes walking past her, walking past that area that they were at, like they wanted to be seen or something, you know, like, here I am. And there's another guy, another man, who is walking naked, completely naked. And she's like, she's like, honey, and he's like trying to get everything set up, and he goes, what? He goes, look. And he's like, what? And so my grandson, hold on a second, they're like, what the heck is happening? Because they keep seeing all these naked people walking down the beach. They're like coming out of nowhere. And so, you know, there was no signs or anything going down the path. My daughter-in-law and my son were like, there's no signs or anything. And excuse me. So my grandson didn't even notice, the 10-year-old, because he was like in the tent. And so my daughter-in-law goes in there and she says, honey, you have to stay in here for a little bit. And he's like, why? I want to go play, you know, in the water, in the sand. And she's like, no, honey, you need to stay in here for a little bit. So my son was like looking around and he saw what the patrol, the lifeguard or whatnot that was patrolling the area in his little cart or whatever. So he goes up to him and says, you know, what is this? He says, this is a nude beach. And he's like, a nude beach? My son's like, well, he's like, the guy says, yeah, it's a nude beach for just men. Apparently, they were at a nude beach for gay men. And you know, they didn't know. There was no signs. My son tells the guy, you know, there's no signs or anything. He says, I know. He says, it's just, you know, there isn't. If you come down that cove back there or whatever, there's not going to be any signs or whatnot. And they're like, oh my gosh. So my son's like, well, where do I go? Because I got kids. Where do I go to? He goes, well, if you just go like a little bit, go this way. You know, he was telling them, just keep walking that way. You'll hit the family, you know, the family place. My son's like, oh God. Okay, so they have to undo their tent and grab all their stuff that they put up and everything. So my son's like, okay. He tells my grandson, we have to have a talk. You know, now what you're gonna do is just gonna look down and not look at anything else until I tell you can look up. So my grandson's like, why, Dad? Well, and he's like, just do what I tell you. So, you know, boy, so my grandson kind of looks up a little bit and he saw a naked butt and he's like, oh my God, Dad! He's like, I'm sorry. My son's like devastated. My daughter-in-law's devastated. My grandson's devastated. I mean, he didn't see anybody, you know, front. Thank goodness. My son's like was holding him close to him, and so they got to the proper area for where the kids are, where the families are. So then after the day was over, they played in the sand or whatever, in the water or whatever. So when the day was over, my son had to walk all the way back. He left my daughter-in-law and the kids there. He walked all the way back up the cove again, you know, up the mountain, that zigzag, to go get the car and to go to the proper place to pick up the family. So it was an ordeal for them that day. I felt so bad for them. Isn't that crazy? That's crazy. I mean, I told my daughter-in-law, did you take pictures of the nude guys? And she goes, Mom. And I go, oh, well, you know. She goes, no. I'm like, dang it. She goes, they were all old anyway. I'm like, ew. Sissy, flabby ass. Yeah. Can you imagine those? Oh my gosh, that would be. And my son, my daughter-in-law were like, all we wanted to do was go to the beach with the kids and have fun and put the tent up and do roasted marshmallows. And then we had to go through all of that. We spent half the day trying to find a parking spot, and then like an hour walking down to get to the beach. And then when we got to the beach, it was a nude beach, and then it was a gay nude beach. And they're like, what? They're like, oh my gosh, that's gonna be the trip we never forget. I felt so bad for them because they were so like, and they were so red from walking down into the area there. They were so red. My son got a sunburn on his head, but my daughter-in-law took, you know, precautions with the kids. I mean, she took them sunglasses and hats, and, you know, so that was, you know how moms are, you know, they need this and they need the, you know. So the kids were fine, but my son and my daughter-in-law were lobsters. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I just never, that was just the funniest thing to me when they told me that. I'm like, oh my goodness, what a day you guys had. So that was a while ago. But have you guys ever had anything like that happen to you, where you thought that it was like a regular place but it wasn't? You know, it was just funny. My goodness, man alive, people, man alive. So anyways, I hope you guys are enjoying the rest of your summer, and don't go to nude beaches if you don't want to, you know, with your kids, you know. They didn't know it was nude though. They didn't have, you know, the guy even said there's no signs or nothing, you know, it's just a given that they all go there, conglomerate, whatever, in that area. Yeah. Oh, horrible. So, but I'm heading home now, me and my doggies, and we're gonna go home and have some lunch, and clean my house. I hope that lady didn't like leave all her leaves in the front yard, you know. She probably did. I think she did, because she was doing her yard. Oh my gosh, that's just not cool, lady, not cool. But what do? You know, you don't really, I don't know, I don't really want to say nothing much to her or to report her or anything to the HOA, because, you know, you got to live with these people. You know, they're your neighbors. You know, you can't choose and pick and choose your neighbors. So you do the best you can with what you got, and love thy neighbor. Okay, you guys, I hope you guys have a beautiful, colorful day. I will see you guys later. Don't forget to hit that like button, please. Please comment, subscribe, like, share, you know, and I guess I'll see you guys later. Have a nice day. Bye. Subscribe.